about that. And at 8:30 to 9:15 this morning, Abraham Yansua, a Liberian public health expert, he's also he worked at Enfield. He's the head of the national laboratory.
Okay.
Okay, he will come here this morning to talk about public safety with emphasis on the total tire explosion. What can be done in terms of educating or creating awareness for the public to avoid some of these things. He will come here to talk about it this morning. And at 9:15, we'll bring you sports, entertainment, commercials. Orange Liberia, the biggest GSM company in the country, is the prime sponsor of the TBS. And at 9:20 to 10 o'clock this morning, exclusive feature on the Ability Development Foundation works in Nimba County. You know that the Yah River Bridge is at almost at completion, and also various road projects ground breaking ongoing. Yes, so we will likely join Cyprian Colley and some authorities of the Ability Development Foundation this morning to talk about that. And the last time we did the interview.
So the work has started before even the groundbreaking.
Yeah. After the latest interview with them, I received a couple of calls from our people. I'm from District 9.
Okay.
And the lineup that Cyprian gave, my town was covered, which I'm grateful for. Because even in the course of the election, our people, our leaders from the town wrote Mr. Ability also, looking at his workings in the surrounding district, in district 8, 7, 6. Our people wrote him also for assistance. And the lineup coming up say that they will be working on the road leading through my town, Gawi, all the way going to Sikepa, which is the headquarters of the district. I mean, it's a welcoming thing. And I hope that my lawmaker incoming will in one way or the other collaborate with it with the foundation too, because it will be a help for him.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, he's my direct representative.
Great. Beautiful line of Maka. All Maka is saying, I'm just watching the live. The fire service, come on, Hamon. Fire service ain't having it. So the front of so see them busting the window. Amen. And yeah, the next budget should capture fire service.
That only sometimes when I sleep,
watch this guy going in it.
When I sleep and wake up on you, I think about my country, Liberia. Because you know what happened? There are institutions of priority that we overlook in this country. You understand? Institutions of priority we overlook in this country.
See the man uniform? Chicago Fire Department.
From where, America?
From where? Look at the fire service.
Now I'm Monrovia.
No, Chicago Fire Service Department. Department of Milford.
Yeah. Yes. God will pray for our country. We pray for our country.
The life is interesting.
That you will send somebody in this country who will have the understanding of the functions of institutions. Because some of the institutions that we overlook in this country are the institutions we're supposed to place as top priorities, even when it comes to the allocation of our national budget. The Liberian National Police, the Liberian National Fire Service, the Liberian Immigration Service, the Armed Forces of Liberia.
This guy will kill himself. No safety gear on his head. He just go in there. So anyway,
this is painful, man.
We'll flip through. Anyway, folks, this is the Breakfast Show 96 for 1. Like I said, the thing in here. Anyway. Yes,
it's painful, man.
Yeah, painful, but we'll have fixed this country definitely. But Monday next week, David Coty, hold on. I mean, you're waiting to do your health tip. Monday we'll be having our own prediction because there are names all circulating throughout the social media. This person is linked to this other ministry as minister. This other person is linked as director general and so forth. All right, and we want to see the Liberians to be patient and let's move on as a country. Yes, let's have our health tip right now.
I'll go to the UN. No,
look at that. No. You see it?
Maybe, yeah.
You think you want to have a foreign minister who international record is now highly respected? As soon as you hit her name through the database, her name is already on the international scene there. Anyway, yes, David Coty, the best job since leaving government. Is joining this job. This is a pro bono job.
You will not even give people a chance to breathe. You can let us small thing in the morning before you call.
There is enjoying this job.
We already don't have the privilege to visit you.
You hearing that one?
We don't have the privilege to visit him.
Hello.
There.
Anytime you put me through, I can cut my radio off so I didn't get what you were saying. What were you saying about the bed?
Okay, Roger that.
No, we just said we already don't have privilege to visit you, but you can't get your chance.
You will not come there. Don't worry about that. And actually, you journalists are right to predict who would be where and who would be where. And that name you just mentioned, I too would be very happy if she's going to be the foreign minister. I interviewed her before my program at ELBC when she was all the way in, how do you call it, this country? She was abroad. She's a good lady. All right. The only thing you have not done is that you have not predicted who will be minister of the new ministry of
Okay, no, wait for Monday.
In the middle of
Monday.
the-
Yeah, wait for Monday, and yeah, we'll package him well. Mark and I will come on Monday. You don't worry. Wait for Monday.
I want to know who will be the new minister. Thank you.
You mean the minister of maintenance, right?
But man, I heard my name already, but I want you to predict it. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. High blood pressure is our topic today. Let me just say this quickly. God Almighty took his time to build this great machine we call our body. Oh, yes. There are many good things in the body. They are called the organs. They are all important and we need to take care of them. Now, those of you who are listening to me this morning, many people in this country and other countries are dying every day because of high blood pressure, unknown to them. They're dying. Now, high blood pressure is a silent killer. It attacks every part of the body. It destroys the cells in the body. Now, if the uh high now let me show you one or two places that high blood pressure can attack easily. Your brain. If high blood pressure destroys the cells that can have the brain working, my friend, the brain will not work. And you will have what we call brain attack or stroke. And I talked to you about it before. I told you what stroke can do to you. Sometimes you see people walking in the street, dragging one leg, and Liberia will say the woman or the man one side die. The medical people got a term for it. It doesn't really die, but something can happen. Sometimes somebody's mouth is twisted on one side, can't speak, all because of stroke. And what can lead to stroke? High blood pressure. Heart attack. I told you before, I gave you a whole information about heart attack. It kills 7 million people each year around the world. What can lead to it? High blood pressure. So it's not a small thing to play with. Even your kidney, you have two of them. They are there to filter the blood and produce urine. The PP, you go PP. And if high blood pressure attacks the kidney and is no longer able to work, you will die. Oh yeah. Especially if you don't have the money to do what they call dialysis or kidney transplant, you will die. So high blood pressure is a serious matter, very serious matter. Don't just always say, "Oh, my body warm. I think I got high blood pressure," and that. Go and check the hospital and do something about it. It's a silent killer. Now, remember this. Before I say, I know you clearly talking about that. Uh, next, tomorrow, I'm going to continue with high blood pressure, but in a different way. I'll be giving you information as to how you can check your pressure, when, where, and how. Please follow you tomorrow. Now, remember this. Sexual incompatibility. That big word, huh? All right. Even though it's a big word, but that's one of the biggest problems in the world today that is bringing about thousands of divorce cases. Sexual incompatibility. When a man and a woman can't be happy, they don't agree in a home because they're not happy about sex. Now, the two reasons why there are problems with sexual incompatibility are number one, erectile dysfunction, and number two, quick ejaculation. Now, I will break that down because some people are listening. When the mojo cannot stand strong enough to give your partner maximum satisfaction, that is erectile dysfunction. Noise will come in the home. Noise will surely come. All right. That simply means if the guy can't stand strong a week, my friend, trouble will come in the home. Noise will be there. The next thing is quick ejaculation. When the mojo can stand strong, but it can only last for 2 minutes, that is quick ejaculation. Noise will come in the home. Oh, yeah, there'll be noise. Those are two major problems: erectile dysfunction or weak erection, and quick ejaculation, or when you come down quick. It is proven scientifically that knocking is supposed to be between 3 to 7 minutes. That's scientifically proven. Yes, 3 to 7 minutes. For 2 minutes, you are a chicken. But then you can sometimes go up to 10 minutes, sometimes 13 minutes. It will call that desirable. It's possible. But when you start to go for 15, 20, 25, you are not a hero. Go to the hospital and check yourself. Something wrong somewhere. No, it is proven that it should be between 3 to 7 minutes. That's the normal time. But sometimes, desirably, you can go 10 minutes, sometimes 13, but 15, 20, 25, 30. Then you think you're hero? Go check yourself.
Okay.
Something wrong somewhere. In 2 minutes, you're a chicken. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
What do you problem with money? Oh, David, you don't have to buy. Now you say the money.
Yeah, they have to do part two tomorrow.
I say,
Yeah. David, end us quote with our health tips.
7 minutes. You don't want to put the book outside.
Yeah.
Yaka.
Welcome, by. Let's bring you the review of the local dailies. David, quote it, man. Oh. And Melvin Belty tells me that he loves the theme song of the review of the local dailies. Yes. Let's find out what is making news from the print media this morning. We have the front page Africa, volume number 17, number 004, Monday, January 8th, on the newsstand for $40 Liberian dollars. The front page of the front page Africa, Justice Wolokoli now conflicted. Wow. Ain't easy. Yes. Samara Wolokoli has been captured, yeah. And of course, Justice in Chamber, James Eto Wolokoli has also been captured, yeah. So front page is asking, Justice Wolokoli now conflicted. Grab a copy and read the rest of from the story this morning. Still on the front page of the front page Africa. A look at the names out there been eye for potential seats as president-elect Joseph Boyka. Boyka's cabinet. Boyka's cabinet. It's a question mark. I'm seeing several faces here. Like we'll come down on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with preferable choice from our own. Yes. Grab a copy of front page and read the rest of the story. Yes.
And the next paper is the Hot Pepper newspaper. The front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper in UP's writ of prohibition against Weah's nominees, Justice in Chambers, not fit to preside. You see the photograph of Honor James Eto H. Wolokoli here on the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. You also see Samora Wolokoli and that of the late Thomas Doe now on the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. And then BBC unveils 3-part investigative documentary about late Pastor T.B. Joshua and his alleged sexual crimes video. Okay, it's also on the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. So get a paper for $40 Liberian dollars and read the details. On the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, President Weah declares week of national mourning. The president photograph on the back page in black. On the Hot Pepper newspaper, this one says activist Sam wants Contact Global and Celtics contracts cancelled. Well, if you have the paper, you will read details. $40 Liberian dollars. African Union Trading Company embarks on major cleanup campaign. That's on the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper.
Yes, let's bring Tom's Kamara Democrat, the Democrat newspaper on the newsstand for $40 Liberian dollars. The front page from the New Democrat, reasonable inauguration. US 650,000 set for boycott inauguration. I must see this is paying 90,000. Anyway, time value of money. Anyway,
Mhm.
650,000 well set for boycott coin inauguration. And I'm seeing Maxwell Kimia, Coffee Wolves been captured on the front page of from the Democrat. Grapple Cabin, read the rest of the story this morning. Still on the front page of the Democrat. We have declared week of national mourning. Georgia has been captured on the Democrat. Sub lead story. Yes, Speaker hopeful vows to audit the legislature. I'm seeing the Richard Number Kuhn say, I'm going to audit. If I'm elected as speaker, yes, grab a copy of the Democrat. Let's go to the back page and see. I just can get to the back page so you can move on to the next stop. The women
Okay.
voices, yeah.
So yes, the Women Voices newspaper is the next one. Yeah. Why Yombly Mensa for the pro tem and deputy speakership. You see the photograph of Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence and Moima Briggs Mensa of Bon County on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper. LMP Chief Inspector of Police facilitates fugitives escape as UP stalwart escapes justice. The photograph of Queen Johnson here on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper as usual. Several women capture Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former President, Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, Moema Briggs Mensa, and Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, all captured on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper. On the back page, UP government will be more corrupt than CDC government. Quote, Representative Yeka Koluba challenges President-elect Boakai to account for 10 million donation. Wow.
Okay.
Yeka there for you.
Okay.
Total explosion death toll increases. Health authorities say 70 deaths so far. Oh. Well, you can grab a copy of the Women Voices newspaper for 40 Liberian dollars and read details. LCP honors GRA awardee. What is it? If you get a copy, you read details of that, and that is the review of the Women Voices newspaper.
Great. So our last stop have to do with Mama Kennan's Heritage newspaper. On the front page, Wolo College Credential Honor Spotlight. Now, of course, this talk about Dr. Samara Wolokoli. The Heritage is saying, well, Dr. Wolokoli credential is under the spotlight as nominee tight-lip over allegation of fake profile. Wow. Got a headline big. Mama Kennan.
Not easy.
Yeah, easy. Well, Beg has a PhD, man. Anyway. Grapple cap and read the rest of the story. Our last sub-lead story, government order arrested. The Supreme Court of Liberia has ordered the arrest of the Director General of the Financial Intelligence Agency, the FIA, for failing to for involving in the Omega Insurance Company. We need to follow up on the story here.
Wow,
yeah, there's Omega Insurance Company. Yes, government official order arrested. And I'm seeing the communication here is being attached on the back of from the Heritage. You could grab a copy and read the rest of the story this morning. Well, that ends the review from the local dailies. They are all on the newsstand for 40 Liberian dollars. They want to say good morning. Welcome. This is the True Breakfast Show in the midst of all what we say our country come first. Liberia is above every one of us. So let's go straight into business. We'll take just 1 minute to remind Western Cluster Liberia. Every day will take 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes of our time. Yes. Western Cluster Liberia. Western Cluster Liberia is evolved into a serious pollution in Bombing County, and the blasting is affecting the township of Bobo Town, Zelekle. These people are complaining. No one is saying nothing to them. So again, we want to call on our government officials. You know, Yeka said something yesterday in his press conference, and I mean there are some, some things that meant to be coming on the air anyway. But there are some. It's alleged that some of you officials, you are on payroll of this company, these concession companies. Bulk of you are on the payrolls.
That makes you compromise. You can't do anything.
You can't do nothing.
Whatever they do, you can't do anything.
Other thing we're talking here, let a minute talk. It will just go down. Most of you government officials is been alleged that even some of our lawmakers are on payroll of these companies. So how come this can be in a sterilized country, man? For more than 1 week, Truth FM have been on the saying nobody's saying nothing. We make mention of Simon Taylor here that the blasting is affecting the people in Bombing County of Western Cluster. Now we're seeing China Union also is attached to it. These concession companies.
China Union doesn't have time for the safety of their employees,
Yes.
as witnessed by the recent death of one of their heavy duty drivers.
Yeah.
That's just clear evidence.
It's clear one.
You see,
The entire bomb mines is dark, but when
Mhm.
you go to the China UN head office, just like in New York, we saying this thing every day and no one is saying nothing. Because why? It's alleged that most of you are on our payrolls. When the month ends, you get your regular and you don't care.
That's why when the advocates and the ordinary people talk, some of the manager will tell you, say your government in our pocket.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, your government in our pocket.
In our pocket.
What can you do?
You get your monthly stuff coming up from this company. It's been a large.
That is shameful.
So Western Cluster will say good morning to you every morning. And one day, and the people are bombing millions of dollars iron ore has been extracted out of this country.
In fact, only I have information that there's a pressure group that is not only rising up from one of the counties, it is coming up from the entire Western Belt.
Okay.
It will include people from Bapolu, Cape Mount, and Bombing counties. Okay. I spoke with somebody who is, in fact, a person called me, a prominent person from that region. Called me and said there's a group coming up, a pressure group coming up in our whole region to ensure that these companies do the right thing for the people.
On your
Yes, so just watch out. You see, in the coming days, and we'll try to get them on air here to come and let you know. We'll have them here.
Sure.
Yes, we'll have them here. They will come.
Sure.
And you will hear from them, because when we are saying it, when Oni is saying it every morning, say what I want journalists saying, not talking when he went to the place. But the people from there will come here and you hear them, what they will tell you.
Blasting.
You understand?
Look, the blasting sound is not easy. Your promise the people clinic in Bubbles-town up to now, Western Cluster.
Oni just blasting of rock up this Tower Hill. The kind of disturbance that it caused there, right? Talk about mining. You know what I mean?
I know.
I know.
And
the
most
people are going through a lot.
So you get press conference yesterday. We just put it within the talking point. I mean, there are some of our officials. It's alert. Some of you are on your payroll on a monthly basis. You get so no way to bring this concession company. I mean, you're on the people regular, get your regular thing every morning. There's no secret. It's no secret. So just to conclude, Yeke press conference on yesterday. I mean, this government came on the mandate of Liberian people. I don't want to go into the good morning to the president, Joseph Boycott. There were claims and counter claims and all of that, right? Liberian people, we need better for this country. Yeah. That's all we can say as a media. You know, we need better for Liberians. We're companies in this country. Look at Ivory Coast. Gambia just survived with just cocoa. We have iron ore, we have diamond, we have gold, we have everything. We still poor. Look at the road that Western Cluster rise on and take this iron ore from Bombay and pass through the free. Look at the Logan Town Road. Which country? Poor people. Most of our officials here is alleged that you're on the people payroll. You can say nothing. Your monthly fee coming through your account. Yeah, the more you get your alert.
Yes, that's what they call being conflicted and being compromised.
Yeah.
Because you have some kind of interest in there, you can't do anything about it.
Nothing.
Yeah, so even if your people die, like, you get done.
China Union is not essential.
You personally benefiting something against the will of your people, at the detriment of your people. I mean, again, that's why, and only I tell you, every election cycle will have freshman lawmakers.
Okay.
Yes, we'll always have freshman lawmakers, because these people place their interests above the interests of the people. So at the end, they will always bring new people. Always bring new people. You see somebody lawmaker who are surviving to be elected even 3 times, that means they are doing something in the interest of their people. Yeah. So, now, for example, I mean, I'll be compelled to say this. Why if you see people like Musa Belede being elected 3 times?
Okay.
You understand? With the kind of impact you're making on your people, you understand? But again, other people, they're there. You guys say they only people payroll.
On the payroll. Yeah, we're quoting Yeke.
Yeah,
It's like, so yes. It's a monthly thing.
You come and challenge Yeke now.
Western Cluster, Liberia, China Union. Most of our officials, they are on the monthly payroll.
I want to partially agree with Yeke, because if a foreign company will be here and driver will come from way talking to come drive.
Yeah. Warehouse manager from overseas. Human resource
chef
from overseas.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
To cook food, people who cook food.
Yeah.
They come away Netherlands, come on Turkey to come cook. in a bread, we not get cook. I mean, these things in a very serious country, no lawmaker in your district or a serious legislative caucus will not allow a company operating in your county having driver come from way Turkey to come draft.
Yeah.
What happened to your people?
Even the warehouse manager.
What happened to your people?
The foreigner. So no one qualified to be warehouse
what happened
manager.
To your people? A whole legislative caucus in your county, you get concession company, then driver come from Turkey to come draft.
One of their own
warehouse manager come from America to come work.
One of their own said they put on a Monday payroll now. So anyway, so let's move on quickly. I think we're anticipating our guests in 5-6 minutes from now.
Yes.
I noticed something right on Friday, on Friday, 2 days ago. The anti-robbery unit of the Liberian National Police. Good morning, Patrick Komozu. I think he's the head for the anti-robbery unit. So the anti-robbery unit was seen, arresting drug user, people who the Fed refers to as drugs user, putting them on a vehicle, beating them up in the street. So I said to myself, well, so the police knew said they could make this city a safe city for us. What happened 5 years ago? All along, what you've been waiting for? If you saw the police presence, I'm speaking directly to the anti-robbery unit of the LMP. The police presence, and I said within myself, if the police were doing this 5 or 4 years ago, by now, we're going to have a safe city. All while you're doing the eye service work you're doing right now. I mean, I don't miss my words. What I see the police doing the last 3 or 4 days is an eye service, and it's late. It's late for that. So I did my own investigation, Maka, to see what prompted the police to come out to the street and say they are, making a street a safe zone for everyone. I find out to know that there were 25 questionnaires. Oh, yeah, my God. There were 25 questionnaires that were sent, and this team is headed by Councillor Cooper Kura.
Okay.
The cluster team transition, headed by Councillor Cooper Kura, presented 25 questionnaires to the current administration, the joint security. So, look, gentlemen, as we are part of this transition, this smooth transition, right, we have a 25 questionnaire to help us with. The cluster team transition, as part of these questionnaires they sent out, they asked for the impact. What have been the impact of the anti-robbery unit? What have been the results? You got the thing I see on the street that eye service, and I'm saying, it's belated. The embarrassed city we have now, you go to an entertainment center, you come out, you're being robbed, you don't move freely in the city. When I see you doing the last 2 or 3 days, it's late. It's belated. 5 years ago, you could have done more. So I found out to know that. So what prompted this guy? What's pushing these guys to work like this? Also, you can work like this, eh? Oh, okay. So these 25 questionnaires they sent out. I just that A make them to take them to the street. As part of the A, they asked for the impact. What have been the impact? What have been the results? These people then you're arresting. I mean, they arrested some people, women and oil more than then. What have been the impact? Have there been any rehabilitation? Have you brought on board non-profit organizations to help? I mean, there are a lot of non-profit organizations that say no to drugs and all of that. Have you brought people on board? What have been your plan of operate? They only operate that only A they answering you. The 25 questionnaire. Like just A. What have been your plan? Then when they go to B of the 25, administrative budget. Have there been budget to say yes, let's help and tackle what we see on our streets? After the question I'm asking the anti-robbery unit, what I saw right before my own president, right before the incident happened right in front of True FM, the way the guys then came down to say there was serious, attack with having long-range arms, running behind people, beating them up. And I said to myself, after 5 years, why now? So, Councillor Cooper, good morning to you. That question there, I mean, you sent 25, like yes, you play in, the people confused, everybody behave like they are working. That's an I-7 is late. Yeah?
Liberian people, who tell you Liberian people don't know why you people are? The people are observing and watching everything you do. This I-service thing. Yeah, only it's great you mentioned that because Everybody coming be pretending that
Bro.
they working, they
You're
serious,
not working.
nothing,
Late.
nothing.
25 question there. Corporal Crack, good morning to you. So just A will feel that way. They ask for the impact. What have been the impact of the anti-robbery unit? What have been the results? Have there been a rehabilitation process? What have been this non-profit organization you've been working with? Eh? Have you been you have staff, some agent working with? You set up any administrative budget and thing? I get question one. The DEA, the immigration, the LMP, they put everybody together. Everybody, they can get one report, and I dare the police to give that report. The transition team, they put access for the report. Submit this to. Let's see your plan you've been working with, and some of you will be retaining the position, but present what? Present the report to this cluster team and say yes. This is the record we've been working with. Here is our report for the last 5 years. You don't have it, but come in the street, and those people you arrested, some of them, I guess they are not drugs user. The real people who bring drugs into this country, you didn't go after them. I mean, you see, it was a scary thing. The guys came out with long-range arms. It's like, what? So you guys can work, I mean, it's belated. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so if you'll be here shortly, Abraham Yenswa, he's very right.
Yeah, let's do a few calls up.
Yeah, let's take a couple of calls.
Yeah, on the issue Ben discussed.
Yeah, 0770202579. You can call to participate on the show this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Martha. And let me say good morning to Uni.
Good morning.
This is the national chairman for the movement of Elder Fast. I'm having people. Let me say what you think for the discussion. But let me quickly discuss the issue of who is drawing 25% here for the area also. He should also be able to draw 25% here for establishing a lower post and telecommunication.
Now, let's start with this one. I don't divert our conversation. We'll talk about the safety of the city.
Good morning.
Good morning, Martha.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you. Let me say good morning to the Labrador people. My name is Fred Juma, and I'm phoning this morning for the Marketing Intellectual Alliance District. Well, you're just telling right in the analysis. You know that many consumer companies here have on our payroll, most of our shops. So at the end of the day, to speak truth to power has been very difficult. As for us, we are experiencing that for the Firestone where in Habel. You know, a lot of times the young people, children, retirees have gone up there to call attention of our authorities. Out there, they can enjoy some of the great news and concern of our fathers and parents are working. Nobody want to show up as leader to even talk on our behalf. So we want to encourage.
And when you talk on your behalf, you say, I don't want you again.
Yeah.
When you talk on your behalf, you say, I don't want you again. Good morning.
Bobby, hold on.
Good morning. Go ahead quickly.
My name is Emmanuel Wanake, and I join you for electoral district number 3. Let's give the floor to the anti-robbery unit of the Labrador National Police. And I can say, though they are doing several work is because the wrong people been put in the red clip at the wrong time. Let's look at the working of Patrick Komasu. Since he took over the country, we'll see many changes. We're going through that everywhere Patrick goes, you see a lot of change when it comes to the protection of the environment. I want to say bravo to Patrick Komasu for never.
Talking about 5 years ago, he said bravo. You know, all been happiness. If you just say we live in a different country. 5 years? Let's pick this call on the line, man. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bobby.
Thank you. I want to speak on the issue of Western Cluster. I was born in Bombing Hayes, CIO Camp at the Labrador Mining Company Hospital. At the time, I had LMC. I know how that part of the country used to be like LMC. When LMC was operating, things were well with the people out there. And the issue about lawmakers intruding into or having salary, allegedly. Dr. Buffer Chimers is one man. I'll put my neck on the line for him for safeguard. He stood his ground that made him to resign as chairman of the legislative caucus of the Unity Party because Madam Sally was too much involved into the safeguard business, and he said, I would never ever allow you to treat my people of Plymouth Surican District. And I know the people of Plymouth Surican District that live in Moruga will say, Buffer Chimers did it. Can you imagine? Safeguard said, we want to build a house for you. We want to do this. Dr. Chimers said, no. The people come first. I would never allow you to put me on salary. Then my people suffer. The housing unit, your chinching, he mediated them and they started changing some of the houses in Pligo. So I hope and pray those in Bombing County where I was born, my neighbors really buried. They will do something, follow the footsteps of Dr. Jimus, who will never allow brown envelope honor his administration 6 years at the 54th national election to continue.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Like you're getting informing also. So some of his colleagues.
Yeah,
So y'all go ask your kid that one.
Okay, let me take
Yeah,
this one. Good
yeah.
morning.
Oh, good morning, Mark. Good morning, O'Neill. This is Mr. Lackey, from Mangibi County. I overheard you guys speaking about, I think, blasting effect on people, communities. I just wanted to allude to that a little bit. These mining people don't seem to realize, or maybe because of our government lack of interest in protecting its people, some people have hypertension in the community. And these jerking, when these blasts come about, can make these people high blood pressure to get worse. And they may get a stroke from that. They may die. Some are very sick, but they don't have money to go to hospital, so they're at home as well. Some of these people houses get all cracked up and no money to repair it. And our government doesn't seem to have any concern about that either. Some people have gone through surgery and they come back home not to recover. No peace. There are companies around my area, but I will talk mainly about this company called East International that has taken total control of our wetlands in this place here. Around the bridge, they call it the Jung River Bridge. That's the only bridge on the Ralphie Highway, as a matter of fact. These people have tried so hard, and they won after all, and they are drying the swamps, our wetlands. If you come over there, there's a huge road, and they continue to put dirt and dirt and dirt, and all of these species that live, the aquatic species, are going to die. Most especially if you're facing the south side of the road, you would see that the right-hand side is being taken total advantage of, and these species have no chance to get back into the waters.
And that is absolutely against the Ramsar Convention that calls for the protection of wetlands.
You're right on the money. We need to continue to press. We cannot sit by and expect these people to say, okay, I got feelings for you, so I'm going to stop.
Okay.
We need to push, and I have gone to this Environmental Protection Agency, and I've tried my best. These people don't listen to us.
Okay, Pastor, thank you.
Listen. Thank you so much.
Yes, our guest is
All right. Yeah.
now.
So let's pick this last caller before we bring on Ibrahim Niswa. Let's pick this caller all the way from Australia. Good morning. You live on a True Breakfast Show.
Just to speak quite to the issue, I'm kind of disappointed in the previous caller when he tried to dignify former Speaker Bofachima on the media. I think that is not necessary because a lot of people who are elected always been in the struggle of baptizing in corruption. And our problem in Liberia is the matter of corruption. The issue of Western Cluster, what are those agreements? The agreement that was signed by previous lawmaker never an agreement that would benefit the people when we call it. So what brought to the level is the level of corruption within the system of the legislature. So I think that until we can get out of corruption on the other side, we are going nowhere. And we're calling the government, this president, Joseph Yvonne work out a series to stretch every area, every section of government in protecting our resources, not allowing people who with corrupt mind to control in every sector. Thank you.
All right. Great. So our guest is right here in studio, and tomorrow we'll go on part 2 of this anti-robbery thing. I mean, Patrick, don't get me wrong. You're working, but for me, I think it's belated. Because 4 or 5 years ago, people will be asking, so, but what have been the anti-robbery unit? All right. They have been quiet. Before they want to say, well, Zogo in red light and Ghetto Street were now the whole country. Anywhere you turn. Why at this time? Human rights organization now start to say those who were arresting, they did justice, whether they are in cells, you also need to update the public. Yes, I mean, the team for the Liberia National Police that we've been seeing all the days or so, informers, all those who have been arrested, whether you release them or you send them to jail or you send them to court to face justice, we need to know. But for now, it's not timely. It's belated. It's actually belated. Western Cluster Channel Union We'll come back with part two. All right. So we have Abraham Ninswa from Enfield. Maka is going to run this one with AB this morning. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Onu. Like we indicated in our uh, um, lineup this morning, we have Mr. Ninswa here. He's a Liberian public health expert. He's come here in his own capacity to talk about some of the issues in the country, especially the recent explosion in Toto Tabon County. I recall when the president-elect said there's a need for us to investigate and see the cause of some of these issues so that we can come up with a measure or mechanisms put in place to prevent, some of these occurrences in the country. And I think it was a takeaway for me on his visit to that place. But again, we have Mr. Nyenswa here this morning. Good morning, Chief.
Thank you, Maka. Good morning. How you doing?
Well, we're doing great. I think you can feel in my voice that I'm lively this morning.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it's great.
In fact, when I was coming, I was hearing you people discussing with energy and zeal. So it tells me that you are really happy. And I'm also happy that I'm here today, the father of my life,
Yeah.
and have seen the new year enter into a new year. And yesterday we worshiped on the first Sunday.
Yes.
Of a new year. This is a grace of God
And
that brought us thus far. So I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity and for the time for us to be here again today in order to discuss issues surrounding emergency management.
Yes, emergency management.
So first of all, I want to correct you guys regarding where I work. I work with the Ministry of Health. I'm not working with Enfield.
Okay.
So I need to make that clear today.
Okay.
That anytime you see me here, I come from the Ministry of Health.
Okay, from the Ministry of Health.
Yeah, and then most of the time I also do a lot of international work with partners to provide support to the African regions, supporting their emergency management, disaster management, and building capacity of a lot of countries across the regions. And even currently now we are going global to ensure that we build the capacity of disaster management institutions and public health emergency institution to ensure that they are capable enough and ready to respond to any disasters or public health threats.
So just to make this clear, I'll just give you a minute and a half, to say who is Abraham Nyenswa.
Okay, good. I think that's a very good question. Okay, my name is Abraham Nyenswa again. I've worked with a lot of public health institutions. I'm currently working at the Ministry of Health, and I serve as the technical officer for emergency preparedness and response. I also serve as the national coordinator for lymphatic filariasis. Besides that, I have been working across the globe, supporting a lot of countries in emergency management or disaster management. I serve as consultants regionally with other WHO or Africa CDC and a lot of international institutions supporting a lot of countries. Like example, just for very brief example, but during the COVID, I supported the Kingdom of Eswatini on in managing their COVID. Even though at those times borders were closed, there was no movement. But because when the country needs experts, they provide every means. So you know, at that time there was a UN charter, UN flight, and so that came to pick me up from here and carried me into Eswatini, where we supported them, even though their borders were closed, but because they needed me so much that they have to open their border to me so that I could go in to provide support. And we did extremely well in that country. We set up their emergency management system, working with their disaster management agency and their public health institutions, and we set up their incident management system because they were during the COVID. It was kind of difficult for them to manage it. They didn't have the expertise, neither the capacity, and to handle that. And so when I went in, we have to set up their structure and provide training for them and inform them, develop some documents for them, also policy documents for them, which we did. And that country highly appreciate me today that we're able to strengthen them and reduce the number of deaths that they were encountering during that outbreak.
Okay.
So that's all about Ibrahim Yusra. And besides, I have two master degrees, one in public health, one in education. Also, I'm a fellow of US CDC Public Health Emergency Management. Public health emergency management. And in fact, just 2 weeks ago, let's say a month ago, we're in Dubai, providing skill and capacity for a lot of experts.
I see why I was trying to get to you. I couldn't get you. Yeah. So, I mean, just for an eye opener to our audience, people who are following us, give us some analysis of what is public emergency management, let them understand, because maybe they could confuse it with disaster management, emergency management. What is it?
So they are also the same, right?
Okay.
Disaster management, emergency management, they are the same. There's no different.
Okay.
And so disaster management has a lot of steps and phases in managing any disaster or any threats. So disaster management has a cycle on how you manage. So you must be able to always prevent.
Okay.
You should always be able to prevent disasters. You should be able to prevent threats or anything that risk the life of the population. You should be able to prevent that. The next thing is the mitigation. You should be able to mitigate the impact, even if you don't prevent certain things, because there can be emerging and re-emerging, okay? Or there can be resurgence of any pathogens or other things that because public health or that because any disasters that risks to people. So you should always be able to prevent and then carry out the mitigation. So if you are not able to prevent certain things because there can be other disasters that can emerge without your acquiescence, maybe you didn't know anything, but it just make sure it begin to kill people. But you should be able to mitigate the impact of it. Okay. So the example, the COVID-19, the impact of Ebola is different from the impact of COVID-19 because when we came out of the Ebola, we put into place a lot of measures. We developed a lot of documents, we built capacities, established system. So when COVID came, we were able to amalgamate ourselves or mobilize ourselves effectively to have responded to COVID.
Learning from what happened.
Learning from what happened in the Ebola. Yes. So when we at the end of any response of any action, there is a point where we reach to review our actions to be able to know what are the lessons learned, what are the best practices, what are the challenges, and we make a lot of recommendations and be able to develop corrective action plan from the review. So from the Ebola epidemic, our corrective action plan had a couple of issues, which from there we were able to develop investment plan, and that plan is also can be called recovery and reinvestment plan. And so that plan had a couple of things that we were able to put into place that brought us to where we are today. And some of those things are we've establishing the National Public Health Institute, put into place fee epidemiologist program, to be able to strengthen the lab and build capacity of emergency managers. And so there are a couple of things. So we developed a couple of documents also on how to respond to any disasters or anything of public health threats. So these things that we put into place helped us a lot to have been able to manage the COVID-19.
Okay.
So these are some of the things we did.
Okay.
So if we want to go to why we are here for now is regarding the Bone County incident,
that explosion, yes.
and actually we want to extend our sympathy to our people on that side. It is pathetic that happens, but these are some of the things we're discussing regarding disaster management cycle, because in disaster management you should be able to prevent some of those things, even if you didn't prevent it, but the impact should not be high as it is. Because right now, any tanker or anything moving with hazardous products in the public we should be able to notice or prevent those things that happen, like in Bone County. So, like, you take, for example, at the back of every tanker, like these gas tanks passing around. But right when we're driving, we're not supposed to even be close to those tankers. We should be a little bit distant away from it. So if you look at the back of each tanker, there is a sign of danger.
Yes.
And they ask or keep a distance. So these are information as emergency managers or institutions that are also responsible should be able to put out there to make public understand. So any vehicle moving with hazardous products should be guided, should be protected away from the public. Okay, that means like example, the way that accident took place, immediately there should be that place should have been barricaded. Okay, and ensure that no one gets around it. That wouldn't have led us to the casualties that took place. That was so dangerous and it claimed the lives of a lot of people. So right now, because of the incidents, I've been hearing on the air, some radio stations think that the Ministry of Health should have taken full responsibility immediately when that thing happened. Yes, the Ministry of Health took the action that in the domain of the Ministry of Health. Okay, immediately when it took place, we sent our ambulances, our emergency medical system that we have, which contained the ambulances. So the ambulances went on the scene and were able to refer or transport patient from one facility to another. So the Ministry of Health have been working from the point that took place. So there are demarcation in emergency management. There can be emergency management within the sector, in the health sector. But when it comes to disaster management, we have a disaster management agency that is responsible. So we could not have run ahead.
Oh, you saw the function of the disaster management agency.
Yes, we couldn't have run ahead and start coming on the air and start announcing. But as a health sector that know that disaster have health impact, so we were able to dispatch and mobilize our staff. So we did all of that, and even currently we now been working with disaster management agency where we have activated the incident management system. Okay, that incident management system is being led by disaster management agency, but we have a health sector payload that coordinate with disaster management agency to be able to manage the cases. So a lot of the critical cases that in the facilities are being monitored by all the health staff.
Yeah. So before we could move further than that, because when you started this issue of emergency response, you first talk about response. I mean prevention, which is very important. So we've listened to a lot of people who believe that, well, I mean, is there a system developed for awareness on some of these critical issues like prevention, like educate people, make them aware of the danger of maybe trucks carrying hazardous material products, like you mentioned earlier. So, is there any kind of information system or awareness program where, I mean, people will be aware of some of these dangers before they happen?
Okay, so I was discussing the disaster management cycle, right? I talked about the prevention, I talked about mitigation.
Yes. And the reason I'm bringing the prevention aspect
and recovery.
Yes.
So yes, go ahead.
The reason I'm bringing the prevention aspect is that if there was, information in the public about how dangerous it is to go around a tanker carrying gasoline or fuel or other, explosive materials, people will have stayed away from that.
Exactly. And I think that is the responsibility of disaster management agency.
Okay.
So, disaster management is not only waiting when something happens before you want to take action.
Yeah.
No, you should be able to carry out the preventive part of disaster management. Okay. And you should also carry out the mitigation part of disaster management. So it's not only the response part you want to wait for.
Okay.
So that is the responsibility of disaster management agency.
Okay.
to be able to either sensitize other institutions that let's say working with chemical or hazardous products. Okay, so they should be able to inform these agency on what they need to do, provide them documents, okay, guide them on what to do. And even when they go getting into the public and carrying those kind of hazardous products, they should be guided, and there should be information also to the public.
Do you think we are at a point?
Like when I was saying about when a tanker moving with hazardous products, public need to be informed that look at the back of that tank. There is a written, something written, or there's a symbol at the back of every tank that carry that. Or sometimes you see fire blazing. It speaks to danger. Yeah. Or they may say keep distant.
So do you think we have reached a point
to be provided?
Okay. Yeah. You think we have reached a point where, I mean, there will be information or these kind of awareness created generally, what about radio, or about flyers, or about all means, to inform the public about public safety? Yeah, to inform people about public safety, for example.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When we talked about prevention, it speaks to one, training, creating awareness, and develop documents, policy documents that will guide. Like example, this incident that took place. What does it say about how we respond? Okay, there should be documents that outline all of those things. There should be policy documents, SOPs, or standard operating procedures that say all of those things. So during in the preventive mode, what we do or that needs to be done is you conduct training, establish system, create awareness, and there's another thing about disaster management. There should be what we call community resilience programs.
Okay.
You should be able to always engage the community. The community always have information that they also can give to us, who we call ourselves experts. So they have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that they can give to us. So during prevention, you should be able to do all of that. If those awareness or those messages were going out to the public, the people wouldn't have gathered themselves around such hazardous tank, which killed a lot of people. So these are things that the disaster management agency needs to engage into.
Why is the form of should I say collaboration between the disaster management agency and that of the Ministry of Health, considering that what is happening in Bond County right now, it requires the collaboration between several institutions, including your ministry and that of the NDMA.
Okay, so I was discussing at the point of response.
Mhm.
In responding to this, we have what we call a unified command structure.
Okay.
So unified command structure means that there are multiple of institutions come together to
Mhm.
respond to a specific incident.
Yeah.
So at this point, this incident, like the Bond County disaster, is it is being headed by disaster management agency, even though the health sector
Mhm.
plays a critical role,
That's right.
okay, in responding to that, which of course we are doing. So even currently, our health sector pillow is we have it as a incident management system too.
Okay.
So when I say unified commands structure, it means that every institution that participating who have their own
Rules.
incident management system. But when it comes to releasing information and resource mobilization, everything comes through the national disaster management system, disaster management agency, which should have the national incident management system.
Okay.
So that means all of the institutions should be able to report directly under
Mhm.
the national incident management system, which should be managed by National Disaster Management Agency. That is the emergency management process and protocol.
Okay.
Yeah, that needs to be in place. So what we're doing currently, we have National Disaster Management Agency. We're working along with them.
Okay.
The last time we spent a whole day and almost an all night developing our incident action plan regarding the incident, developing our situation reports and other things put into place, where we have our incident management meeting with the partners, both local and international partners, to see what is the intervention to be made. Like even as we speak with the head sector for the response,
Mhm.
we have 12 experts from Sierra Leone
Okay.
in country to support this response. So the Sierra Leone emergency medical team is here with us.
What specifically
Yeah.
are they going to be doing? Are they going to be performing surgeries or what?
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
So they went through the scene experience. They have the scene experience,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the way they manage their cases and all of that, because of their expertise and experience, we invited them, okay, to come in to see and help our experts already in country also to provide support in the different facilities. Because we have, I think, six facilities currently that are managing the burn cases. So
Okay.
there are cases that are actually critical that requires surgery, or plastic surgery. I'm not a medical person, but
Mhm.
they that require all of that to help manage our people so that they can survive.
Okay.
Because if you see some of the cases, you will not believe whether the person will live and all of that.
Yeah.
But one who has expertise in that area
Mhm.
will look at the person and know that yes, that person can survive. We can provide the relevance intervention to ensure that the person survive. So that's what we are doing currently. So we are working in line with National Disaster Management Agency for us to provide the kind of intervention we are doing. So the health sector, the Ministry of Health,
Mhm.
is leading the health sector and providing the kind of intervention that required of us. So that's why you see we were able to bring in these experts that are currently providing support in the different facilities.
What lesson have these taught, if I may say, not just the country, but the institution concerned? For example, the Ministry of Health, the Disaster Management Agency. I mean, what lesson have been learned from this disaster? Because it appears like there was not much educational awareness out there about these kind of things. Now that it happened, the response, we have information that the death toll has passed 60. I mean, what lessons
We
have been
have
learned?
the total death now is 73.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's why I
total
said
death
more
now
than
is
60.
73. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's always a lesson learned in emergency management. There's always a lesson learned, and that's the reason at the end of every action we reviewed ourselves to see what's the lesson learned. So less part of the lesson now learned is to is inform us as a country, most especially institutions that are actually responsible for this kind of thing. We, as I said again, we shouldn't actually wait things happen
To always respond.
yeah before we respond. We shouldn't wait our people die before we take the actions. One of the reasons we have expertise, or we went to school, or we are giving in charge of institutions, is to put in place those measures that are required. So when we are given the responsibility, we should be able to do it and do it effectively. Even though I know we live in a resource challenged country, that some of the things you want to do because of resource limitation, you cannot do them. But one of the lessons we learned, it means that when these things tankers of hazardous products are moving, we should be able to announce or provide security around those products, so that the people will not get around them. Okay, if the people had known that going to take fuel with an accident tanker, if they have had the idea that this thing can explode anytime. Imagine the driver who was driving that tanker knew what could happen with such a tanker. So usually when tankers like that have accident, they will just jump and run away and go far until after certain hours before they will come closer. So if the community or the public had known, okay, these things, they wouldn't have temper going around such a thing. So that means that we have the responsibility as experts or as authority to be able to create awareness of these kind of things and provide the preventive measures that are actually required.
So, well, we in what stage are we now? Is it response stage or?
Yes, we are in a response stage. We are now responding. We're still responding. We have a lot of critical cases that are in the facilities. Right now, the cases, we have cases in 14 military. We have cases at JFK. We have cases at
ELWA also.
Right, ELWA hospital. We have, I think, even 2 cases at Latter Day community. So these are the cases. We even at St. Joseph Catholic Hospital. Right? Yeah. We have
and I think Phoebe has the most number of cases. Is that correct? Phoebe Hospital in Bangkok?
Yeah, currently Phoebe have about 21 cases. Yeah, Phoebe have 21 cases currently. So we have even some of the cases minor cases that are actually in the community that go to Phoebe and the facility and the clinic closer there to be able to manage, to get treatment and to address their wounds and all of that.
So you have tens of thousands of people following you this morning on Truth FM and other radio stations in other parts of the country that are relaying this broadcast. Concerning this disaster, what message would you like to send out to Liberians in general? Besides, because most of the thing we've talked here is being about the role of the experts, what it's supposed to do to prevent, to respond, and all of that. But to the ordinary people, what do you want to tell them? And after that, we'll take a couple of calls.
Okay, what I want to tell our people is that anytime you see any tankers with hazardous products, keep a distance from it, because some of those tankers moving with those products, even by the time they get to the air, it can pollute the air and even claim the lives of a lot of people. Depends on the product we are talking about. So the Bond County incidents, that fuel tanker should be an example to everyone, that when you see a tanker moving with any hazardous products, please keep far from it and protect yourself, protect your family, and protect your lives. Because those who are currently affected, some of those people may not even be able, maybe maybe disabled now, okay, because of the impact of the fire on them. So these people, we are informing our public that please keep away with accident or the vehicles that have an accident and are carrying hazardous products, because some of the products go with dangerous, are very dangerous for you. So you don't need to keep around those accident vehicles. Please keep a distance from them. And I'm also asking that all to responsible for these things should be proactive. Okay, should be proactive to be able to disseminate information to our public or to the people, so that they will know what to do when they see such an incident. We should be able to put in place those measures that requires to prevent our people from such danger.
Okay, so let me take at least 2, 3, 4 calls, and after that, my last question will be whether you regret that this information that you are giving now was not in the public, and we are giving it now after a major disaster.
I actually regret that.
You regret that?
I regret that. What I mean, which information actually? Because
the one you, the last one you just gave information, telling the people that, well, don't go around, maybe a tanker carrying hazardous.
Like if I follow, like in other countries, you have information placed on these tankers. Move away. Stay at this stand. Most of our tankers, we don't see them.
Some of yes, I'm glad you says most, but some of them have them. I can say most of them have them. It's just that awareness, only those of us who know will see the symbol or the writing or the signs on those tankers. A lot of the tankers I can be following the street, they have those signs. Sometimes you will see at the tanker, usually look either on the left or on the right. There's a symbol there, sometimes in the square form or triangular form.
Yes,
either see fire blazing, or
is it advisable to plow the street anytime? I mean, any time of the day. Just go through anytime.
I agree with you. In the developed countries, right? Some of those vehicles have their own streets. Those tankers, they have their own streets. But in our region, in our country, all we mix. So, but the only thing I think required is that to provide the security of those kind of trucks that move with hazardous products.
Yeah, so let me take at least 2 calls. We're almost out of time, so let me take at least 2 or 3 calls. 0770-202579.
Why you say
yeah, because of time. Don't worry. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. At least let's use a minute.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I want to say good morning to your studio guest. I listened to the conversation, and when it comes to our disaster management in country with respect to the incident that took place in Total Town, where you got almost 73 persons dead already. My brother, I think what is responsible for this kind of thing is lacking response to these kind of issues rapidly. And this is why we need enough information. And all of what he just said in there, he didn't even mention about fire service. He didn't mention anything about fire service. And it was talking about implementation. Okay, so in collaboration, let us look at the fire service, the EPA, the disaster management, and the national police. These are people that should be working together when it comes to communication. Okay, when these trucks are, traveling along the basic highway, that should if there was like fire service, or station on the highway in the major towns, people they would have responded.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning. Quickly.
Thank you. My name is Fred, and I
join the conversation for the Market B Intellectual Alliance today with Market B. Well, in our disaster management proceeding, one thing I've always observed is always wait for a situation to occur before we come to the public with safety measures. You see, the thing now going out there, I had an accident at the work affected from. There should be some safety regulation, more especially thing that moving around in the country. There should be safety rules. For a typical example, particular thing was that dangerous goods are ingested. So dangerous goods in fact is explosive. So there should be insurance thing was that I will moving around policy around the community, the city or going to the rural part. Because mind you, there are much people that will understand, how explosive that you will be, which you need a fact. So as time we expect the disaster management to pull us on regulation on things like last time we travel and go and pack that thing right along the road. Our power thing many days, even yesterday, right in the city. So that's kind of the thing right in the front of everywhere explode. So now it's every moving that do not put explosive material. So we need to have regulation in our disaster proceeding to avoid the kind of incident be occurring.
All right. Thank you for your input. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Mark. Thank you for taking my call. This is Special K. I appreciate the gentleman over there in studio. But you see, something that I'm noticing about Liberia is that lots of people can't read, lots of people not informed, and they on the tankers, they usually get stuff like flammable, hazardous. These people are not going to understand that. They should put simple things like fire written out in bold letters with the flames on it larger than what they have right now. This would probably help. And then these people need to also come on radio more often to inform people in Liberia here about these terrible things that may happen. And look what happened over there in Total. It's just unbelievable that so many people, I even told my wife, I said, this might likely reach 100, and that's a lot of people. We're talking a lot of young people. See, not that it's going to really not hurt when old people die, but these are Liberia's future leaders. We got to be a little more informative. My question is, are they equipped enough to inform the country through whatever means possible? Okay. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Pastor Lake. Good morning. Emmett will be the last person.
Good morning to your studio guest. My name is Emmett Hammond. Let me appreciate you. But Maka, I believe that the police, play a role. Maka, you get most of the hour police, they have to collect money wherever that police escort out and allow to the referral place. When I want to take a break, you not see the right for no sound there. Those things are wrong. And you see what happened to our people into the town? You got income and property. But we hope that people can learn lesson for that and the police will be patching on the mirror of the road. Thank you so much for giving the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can respond to some of the callers. Do you have the capacity like the last? I think one of the callers said.
Yeah. So maybe for disaster management, and I don't know whether they have the capacity to inform the public on these kind of things. And like he was saying that sometimes we have the companies or those who carry the products most often have on the tankers flammable. Okay, but the thing is, there, as I said earlier, there are symbols actually behind a lot of the tankers I've been following, but it's just that the awareness is what required to inform. And if I would have to even recommend is that there should be always security, most especially like those highway moving with those hazardous stuff. There should be security moving along. And take for example, tanker passing through Douala. Okay, where everyone is crowded. Sometimes the tanker, sometimes where I can be afraid, we all can be in the traffic, and you are honor the tanker with gas or fuel. Sometimes I can be afraid. I say, wow, when the thing explode, hey, just like one of the
my brother Chris always using that.
Just like what one of the callers said, it doesn't have to have an accident before it explode. It can explode anytime. Okay, so in these kind of when these kind of vehicles are moving, there should be security moving along. The same way we can get officials running with what do you call them? The police, and police blowing on and all of that. Let's do it with the tankers. It happened even in Douala, or it happened in Relay, where a lot of people crowd together. So we should be able to put in place those preventive measures. So I cannot actually tell whether that disaster management agency have the equipment or the capacity, but it's their responsibility to be able to do such. Okay,
Including
and
fire service, including you are closing now. Just use at least a minute to close now because of time.
Okay, so thank you very much. We want to say that we all have responsibility to support and help our people, most especially those of us who have expertise in different areas, most in disaster management or emergency management, to be able to provide the required messages to the people so that we can protect them and save them from casualties or from deaths or from incidents or from threats and from all kinds of things. But we have that responsibility to provide information to the public. Let always try to inform the public on dangers. Okay, that is our role to provide. So all the institutions that are responsible for emergency management should please provide training, should provide awareness, risk messages to the people so that we don't experience what we experienced in Bond County.
All right. Yes. Great. I mean, this kind of knowledge marker is necessary. He came through. I'm receiving a lot of messages back and forth because of time. So it's a suit tanker, more awareness, like Ibrahim has said. Anyway, yes, of course. This is the TBS. Thank you so much. Let's see, we can go for a break. The fastest moving network, Orange, is our proud sponsor. We'll come back. We'll go straight to Nima County this morning. Yes, what Cyprian's on a standby.
No worry. How I feel my sister Shona. I saw in next week episode. I decided to show him weekend morning, y'all. To be out for your house.
Sure. Test my weapon with Filipino show business. Don't worry, I got the perfect solution for you. I heard it on the radio. They made an announcement again. Just listen.
More light at home. More possibilities for greatness. Orange Energy is a reliable solution to all light problems. Inspired by the sun and changing lives, one beam at a time. Brighter days are here. Orange Energy now provides reliable electricity at affordable rates, with solar kits starting at $6,565 Liberian dollars and monthly payments starting at $1,600 Liberian dollars. Visit any of our stores or POS to purchase your kit.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
So let's take music right here as part of the breakfast show, the TBS. And this is Peter Cole, Still Alive. Shadow link up with Cyprian all the way in Nimba.
I woke up sound and strong this morning. A lot of questions on my mind. It is to you who is. Do we care? Do we worry about the way this world go? About the million things I said. Do we dream of another someone lower in the sky? Do we want to keep surviving, What about music? What about children? What about nature's quest to stay alive? Stay alive.
This station rules the nation. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia.
What's the price for the strong? Though we spend on rave or a blue, I'm right, we say I'm right. If history has taught us no lessons, it's all we need to teach our children. Will the rebel be the strongest?
And let me say good morning to
Music.
Professor Richmond Anderson. Good morning to you. Big brother Abraham Shaw. On the Monday morning, stay alive.
Stay alive. Restless, restless. Stay alive. Restless. For a while, let's say, stay alive. Stay alive.
Nice song, Peter Cole. I mean, it's a Liberian artist based in Senegal. Yeah, I mean, it's a good music. Yeah, the African Cup of Nations kicks off on Thursday. Starts on Thursday. Yes, I feel so jealous constructively about our neighboring country, the Ivory Coast. Yes, the Ivory Coast, our next door neighbor, is hosting the African Cup of Nations, Ivory Coast. And I pray one of these days and dream and pray. I mean, it will take years for Liberia, man, a country that is rich with gold, diamond, iron ore. You just name it, man. Other country just survive with just, cocoa. Yes. So we have Cyprian Colley coming up shortly. Exclusively, we'll come to feature about the Ability Development Foundation, the BDF. The BDF, there's a groundbreaking that was supposed to happen on Friday, but was postponed. But what I'm hearing, in Campley, in Bonn, the work is already going on. So Cyprian is coming up in a minute. But let's wish for a better Liberia. Good morning to the president-elect Joseph Boyka. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of names all fluctuating all on the social media. Who's going who, who's going where. And what I want to say, Boyka is an experienced man in government. 42 years of experience. 12 years as president of the Liberian Senate. And, I mean, the expectations, are high. There are a lot of names popping up just everywhere. This other person going to this ministry, this one is going to this autonomous agency as director general and so forth. Liberians voted Joseph Boyka. You are not promised job. You are not promised job. Everyone was saying that Boyka will win. They said Boyka will win. So you give Boyka the chance to make the decision. And there are those who perform in this government. There are some names who perform. It should not be like, yeah, our unity party government. Otherwise, else will still remain the same. We don't go. Those who have performed, some of them will be retained. If the workings at NAFA was good and Joseph Boyka and his Winston will say, well, retain Glasgow, then fine. The National Archive, if Emmanuel Lomax needs to be upgraded, well, you can change it. But don't say that unity party time. That same thing happened in CDC government. That's why we didn't move ahead as a country. Now, the world is watching us. I feel so jealous of Ivory Coast, I swear to God. Western cluster takes millions of dollars of iron ore every time there. Rich country, poor people. Look at the road Western cluster rise on. Pass through the bourgeois island. Look at Locaton Cinema. The Locaton Road mess up. Billions of dollars. Yaka Koluba press conference had juice inside yesterday. Some of our public officials alleged that you want the people pay book so you can bring the people to order. You can talk to them. Rich country, poor people. Western cluster is carrying a major blasting. The last time we reminded Simeon Taylor, and no one is saying nothing. China Union, same thing. ArcelorMittal. I mean, Yeka's press conference yesterday, I mean, I'm not going 100% into it, but you'll take some good one out of it. If this country will go, a Labrador will change, whether it be from the motorbike rather the keke or from the top, we don't know yet. The whole Africa attention raised right now to Abidjan. Look at it. Look at Africa's next door. Still here. Anyway, let's leave it as it takes. With the police anti-robbery thing they're doing in the street, I mean, it's late. I want to say this out. The Liberia National Police, the anti-robbery unit, what I'm saying, that cleanup you're doing in the street is belated. 5 years ago, you could may have a safe, Monrovia, yeah, man. But what we're seeing now, they're arresting people back and forth. I mean, it's belated. Now, it's belated. What I can say. Anyway, so let's leave it at the take. Thank you, Peter Cole. Nice piece of music. Tomorrow will come out part 2, but we're going to go Nima County now, where development is picking up. Sibrin College, thanks so much for your patience, man. Hi, it's Nima. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, O'Neill. And let me say good morning to our many listeners listening to the True Breakfast Show, both here in Nimba, all county, and other parts of Liberia. Welcome. Happy New Year to all of you.
Okay, how is it like in Nima County?
Oh, Nimba is calm. Everything is going well. Liberians are going about their normal activities. You know, today being the first active working Monday in the year 2024, students are going to school. Everything is in school. The weather is calm. Very, very cool here in Nimba.
Okay, so we'll say, yes, the due normally falls December, January. Okay, Sibrin, let's get to business. I placed a call to you last week or so on Thursday. We talked about this groundbreaking that was set to take place in Campley, but it didn't go as planned. But what I'm hearing that the work is still ongoing by the Musa Ability Development Foundation.
Very well, Neil. You know, the last time I informed the Liberian people through this media that the Benefit Development Foundation was set to break grounds for the company to Baham corridor, road corridor rehabilitation. Yes, that program didn't take place as scheduled because minutes after the pronouncement was made on 2%, it arose the interest of majority members of the Nimba County Legislative Caucus. Based on the interest, they all want to be a part of the groundbreaking. This project is going to affect District 3 up to District number 7. It's a Nimba project. It is not non-political. You know, it's just developmental. So they all felt that there was an obligation, a responsibility on their part to be a part of the groundbreaking. So based on that, they asked the board chair of the Benefit Development Foundation, Honorable Musa Hassan Pérez, the Nimba County District number 7 representative elect, to postpone the program until after the heated political process where the legislators are going to be going for their election, the speakership election and the deputy speakership election, which is set for the 15th of January. Of course, Honorable Musa Hassan Pérez is also a partaker. Besides he being a representative, he's also contesting for the deputy speakership. So based on that, you know, and the request from majority members of the Nimba County Legislative Caucus, that program was postponed until after the elections of the deputy speaker and the speaker to take place on the 16th. But about development in Nimba, particularly the Benefit Development Foundation, I have to lower my height to bring on now the project manager of the Benefit Development Foundation, Mr. Trent Diago, who is going to update the Liberian people from bridge work to covered work to road rehabilitation to light to everything, and even the dedication of the much talk about Yah River Bridge, our project, our mega project in Nimba County. So, Trent Diago, good morning. Welcome to the Super Show.
Okay, good morning, Chief. Good morning, O'Neill. Let me say Happy New Year to our radio listener. It's a pleasure again to be here and be discussing some developmental issues and developmental initiatives carried on by the Benefit Development Foundation. Thank you. So, O'Neill started with the bound to complete corridor, which was started 2 days ago. So what we're doing currently is we're mobilizing is getting our equipment, getting site clearing, doing all of the community engagement and making sure that all is set for work. So now that today we'll be completing the mobilization of our equipment and all of the smaller community engagement groundwork.
So Sam, you started the work already. That's why normally in Liberia, people will do the groundbreaking before work starts. I mean, so are you saying that work is going to be on the way in Campley? Why in time to come, the groundbreaking will still go on?
Yeah, the groundbreaking will still go on. We are starting officially tomorrow because of what I was just saying, that are doing the smaller work, the underground work, mobilizing equipment, having the community engagement, talking to the community people, giving them a sense of being to own the project as we will be along the way, enlightening them of their own responsibility as we will be working along the way, providing security for the equipment, our staff, our engineers, our guys that will be along the road, some of these things. So they are all underground work that we've done. And as God will have it, we will complete that today. And hopefully tomorrow, the bulldozer will be over there to be doing some clearing along the road, clearing of one way along that route. So, like we said earlier, we should have done the groundbreaking, but it was stopped the other way. To have the Limba County legislative focus and some key government officials involved, since indeed the corridor between Barn to Campley is a primary road. So with that, we hold on to that till after the speakership election, the inauguration, and so on and so forth. And to give a little bit before we go, let me just tell our listening audience, the number of kilometers that the Trinity Development Foundation will be doing between Bound and Conflict Corridor. So that road corridor is about 43.8 kilometers of road. So if you will have to simplify this into dollar and cents, let's say maybe you are doing a kilometer of road for 40,000 or 45,000. So just do the math, come back by 43.8 kilometers of road, and with that you will know what the Development Foundation through the OCHA and the Ability will be spending to get that road corridor done.
Okay, so Sam, hold on there. So let me bring on Cyprian. Cyprian, I guess you're on the line.
No, Cyprian.
Okay, great. So let's look at the importance of this role. To Campley. What are the people saying? Most ability are now left from District 7, going beyond his district. Expanding those roles. You talk about a kilometer of road. What are they saying? What are you hearing from them?
What we are hearing from them along the road is they are happy. They are grateful to Mr. Benedict for opening that road, making that road a farmer concern. Because Sydney was interested to know that from back to Campley connects all the way to Africa. And people were seeing this corridor, most of them do their business transaction through Africa. So from there, Africa is that far. So a businessman could just leave from farm straight to Campley, from there straight to Lobato Bola, get a group to eat, and somebody from Campley to just pass through that road, then to down, then to Sacré-Pied, straight to the southeast. So it relieves a lot of things. I tell you, no joke. So the excitement is huge in the faces and in the action of the people.
Okay, so fixing of that role in terms of people will benefit. They'll be able to go to hospital freely, go to school, go to the market. Be able to leave on Campley and go to local to and move into Aricos. Is that what I'm saying? Is that correct?
Yes, it is. That's the people still the benefit. Yes. Obviously now Campley have a little health center with operational theater. As you may be aware, Bang has a health center, but they don't have operational theater. Sacré has that. So citizens along that route between Bang and Campley easily can commute to Campley for medical assistance. So it will help in terms of health, it will help in terms of education, it will help in terms of the economy also.
Okay, Great. I mean, let's go back. So, how many roads projects so far so good? The Ability Development Foundation have been able to complete that people having a free access. You care to talk about it?
Yes. The Benefit Development Foundation dictates the community rules that we've done. The Benefit Development Foundation has been able to complete over 12 farm to market here in Let's District number 7. So if you are to add the number of kilometers to the 12 farm to market road, you will be talking about 200 and plus kilometers of roads that we've done, excluding the cycling clean street rehabilitation works, the one with the barn and smaller places too that we've been going, just to relieve the people and just to have interventions because of deplorable conditions. So the BDF, as we speak, like I said last month, during our last interview, there's this community between the Sanga Play to Barrage, like I said, since 1971, Yellow Mosque has not gone to that road. So we resumed that road. That road will be completed, the clearing of that road, clearing of drawing of that road will be completed in the next 2 days. And while we wait for that people since 1971, while we wait for that people, it will be that for the very first time, my brother, there will be a deep experiencing what it is to have a nice figure road. And we are not just doing a clearing of government there after the model grader will go there along with the factor, then our cover team will go there with the storm cover and make it a little bit decent for our people have to spend.
Okay.
Now, what we do here in Lima in terms of the road. And to just one by a little bit on the road infrastructure, the railroad bridge, we've completed the railroad bridge at 92, I would say 92, 93% now. What is remaining now is the school of facility churches that will be built.
You mean the bridge that will connect Nima and Bon County, the Yah River Bridge?
Yes, that is the mega project of the Global Development Foundation. So that project is to our church, and that project is to our heart also. So that project, we are hoping that between now and February, before February 11, the emphasis day, that project will be dedicated to the community. And before that project is dedicated to the community, we will be sending out invitations to working government officials, the legislative focus of Lima, the Ministry of Public Works, and also other actors to come and win it. Because this bridge, it is not just a community bridge, it's a bridge that will connect Lima to Bon County, and Bon County from Bon County can speak to Monrovia and other parts of the country. So it's a mega project.
Okay.
All of 92.3% of that project, and what we are doing now, we are only doing a little bit of activity touches, doing backfilling, and just starting the school, dotting the art on that bridge to get it prepared for February.
Okay. Great. So all this is happening. Musa Hassan Belete have not taken seats. Yes, he's representative elect, and he's doing this kind of project. What are the ordinary people saying? This work is not done in District 7, where of course he have won the district. He have gone beyond District 7, working in District 3, 5, 9. What are Nibayan saying about? With all of the work from Musa Hassan Belete?
Chief, let me state this to the people who hold that view. Every time I come to the radio, I try to make the people to understand the work of the Ability Development Foundation. When we were launching the rural infrastructure project in 2022, November, not 2022, 2021, sorry, November, we were launching the Lima Road project. We were not just launching the electoral district number 7 project. So our road infrastructure project covers the entire Lima County.
Okay.
And it's just that because the electoral district number 7 is the home of the foundation, and which of course is fair enough. You can clean your house when you go outside. So because
the project is for the entire Lima County. Am I right? Am I correct about this?
Come again.
The project is it for the entire Lima County?
Yeah, the road infrastructure project is for the entire Dima County.
Okay.
Farm to market road.
Okay.
Yes.
What about electricity? If I want to get a telephone lines open up quickly. You talk about roads, and the Musa Benedict Foundation have this project for the entire Nimba County. Yes. What about electricity?
Yeah, electricity right now, what we've done and what we continue to do about electricity is some of those towns and villages, we try to install this mini solar light. It is what we're doing now. It is yet at a lower scale. We are not expanded to major parts of Nimba yet, but we've covered the entire electoral district number 7, the parts of affected districts. That's what we've done.
You mean you have covered the entire District 7 in Nimba?
Yes.
With solar lights?
With solar lights. We've covered the entire electoral district number 7 with solar lights and parts of electoral district number 7. And currently, before you start taking calls, we've engaged into a reassessment along with the political office. This reassessment will tell us as to the deplorable condition of the state of our people, how they are living in terms of water and sanitation, and education, and basic infrastructure within a community. So we started that a few days back, but it was interesting to note only some of these towns and villages, if you go there and ask, they will tell you we got 5 hand pumps, but out of the 5 hand pumps, only one is functional. The one that is functional at this time of the day, of the season, the dry season, it has run dry, and people go down to the stream and the rivers and some makeshift hand pump wells to drink water. So it's very much sad. If you see some of the places our kids go and sit for schooling, the blackboard, I'll share some photos with you on WhatsApp right after this information.
Okay.
When you see the blackboard, when you see the schools, when you see the big latrines people are using, tears drop from your eyes. So it is part of the assessment that we're making. The BDF in partnership with the political office to know exactly why it costs us in terms of having safe drinking water for our people, water and sanitation, building them clean latrines, and getting them electricity that is school, getting some of those local schools in the towns and villages here in district number 7.
Okay.
It's bad because the assessment is still going on. I don't want to go deep into it. Since that you want to put a call. But
before you go to the call line, the Nimba County representative, representative Musa B.Davis has found on the matter of which Nimba County as a county has been treated over the years. Particularly, we are a county that has huge investment when it comes to construction. You say they give a whole lot to the national budget. A small comes to Nimba County. That's why the Nimba health sector is challenged, the education system is challenged. So he said he has vowed to change that on the floor. He said he will be robust, he will fight, it will cause him to go to court, he will go to court. But Asla Mita, he speaks on the Asla Mita. And the royalties and stuff that comes to Asla Mita nowadays, under this new administration, must be directed to the people of Nimba County. So that's what we're talking about. He said he's going to be very robust on the floor as a legislator, talking for the interest of the people of district number 7.
Great. So, Sibri, what are the people saying now? The representative-elect Musa B.Davis is vying for the deputy speakership.
Well, many people, when you speak to people across the aisle, in Nimba, they will tell you that it's belated. It's fine. It's not overdue. Somebody will say it's not overdue because Nimba County, at the time, looking at the numbers that come from Nimba County politically, looking at the country that has 11 legislators, to now have somebody at the highest level of decision making at the national legislature is another statement. So the supporting of Honorable Musa Hassan B.Davis bid, particularly that is aligned with the legislative party. The strength of the other party in Nimba County cannot be underestimated. So many people you talk to are very optimistic. They're praying for him and they hope that he will win the elections.
Okay. Yeah, so let's just hold on. We want to go off the air and keep listening via radio. Let me pick some calls. I guess you get them monitoring us.
Yes.
Okay. Great. So Sam Biago and that of Cyprian Colley. Let's pick calls up right now. You're following the discussion. This is the True Breakfast Show. We have in highlight of the Ability Development Foundation, the BDF. You can call right now to participate on 0770 153 You'll be live with us on this last segment of the True Breakfast Show. Cyprian Colley all the way there in Nimba, Saclay Pierre, Sam Biago. From the Ability Development Foundation, looking at the workings of from the representative-elect of District 7, covering the entire Nima County with his rural connection. 0770-153-265. Let's call. You'll be live with us on the last segment of the TBS. We can pick few calls up. Let's pick our first caller. We hope and pray on the Lord because we'll start to do it. Emulate what Musa is doing. Don't wait until you get in the seat and work for your country. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother. And good morning to the studio guest.
Okay. Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Nathan P. Yanko, and I joined you this morning from my resident in Carwell, New Jersey.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to first of all say thank you so much to Mr. Biago for the expose. And I want to tell Renfro and Nemanja at last, this is what we were waiting for. When Mr. Bidete intended running as representative, some people say, oh, the men are Manigo, make me wrong, can't do this and that. For me, when it comes to the development of Nima County, you can even be your crime, you can even be your normal man. I will embrace you, I will work with you. I told Renfro, I told Nemanja that Mr. Bidete was one of the in and that's some of the children. He's talking about my brother. I'm a typical Nemanja. Know that bridge. If you just send it to the bridge, looking at one country, but how to get there. It's a death trap.
Now, people are dying that water in the Yard River.
I know that bridge very well. I know that bridge very well. So it's a welcoming news.
The project of that bridge is almost a 1 million.
That bridge is welcome to fruition. I will very sure Mr. Bidete. And I want to tell you thank you in advance.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, the Yard River Bridge, Sam said the bridge gone, with the working going like 90% now. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead.
My name is Maurice. I'm calling from VOA, Rafi Highway.
Okay, go ahead.
I got two concerns. First of all, let me thank you from Neighbor County.
Okay.
So, also, thank you. I got two concerns. The road I had to be doing now, my concern is about the maintenance, whether he will continue to maintain the road or he putting in place any mechanism that the citizens of Neighbor can maintain the road.
Okay, so fix it first, and the maintenance aspect will come later.
Okay, the next thing is the bridge that you built, the Yard River Bridge. You see, when you cross from County, the first time in Neighbor, Sokoba, from there to Second Bay, because the shop is very short. I don't know whether they got any plan to open that road. And then when you open the road, it is very easy access for the people of County to go to Second Bay Market and go market also. I don't know whether they are taking that into consideration.
All right. Thank you. Beautiful question. Thank you, Sam and Cyprian. I hope you're listening to answer. Let's get another call on the line. Move from your morning to a good morning. I'm hearing myself in the background. Move from the radio. Good morning. Yes. Where you calling from?
I want to tell you thank you.
Okay.
I'm from Neighbor. I want to tell you thank you and God bless him for his work. That's what I call for.
Okay. So you're calling for Neighbor, right? All right. Yes, she's off the line. Great. The BDF on the spotlight this morning. 7 minutes up to 10 o'clock. Cyprian is on the standby along with from Sam Biago. Let's see if we can get back to them. Yes, this is the TBS. We have like 6-7 more minutes left on the Monday edition of the Breakfast Show. My name is O'Neill. Let's see if I can go back and pick up Cyprian and respond to the concern from the few callers. This is the BDF on the spotlight. The Musa Hassan Belate workings in Nimba County with the road project. Kample is about to see a new facelift. Yes, the road from Kample going to Logato, entering to Ivory Coast. The working is on the way. Let's go back to Nimba County now and reconnect with Sam and that of Cyprian. I'm trying to reconnect, and the calls are still coming in. Yes, so Cyprian, yes, you listen up to the callers.
Well, only we have some technical issues.
So there are a few concerns quickly. There are a few concerns in terms of maintenance. What can you say? What are the workings are from the roles that have been constructed in terms of maintenance? Sam, can Sam respond to that?
Yes, I can respond to that. As I speak, those roles that I mentioned earlier during the interview, we are maintaining them with that guys on the road maintaining them. We are responding to where we do necessary that requires our rapid response. Sometimes we put the equipment there, we repair and move. So we maintain them and we keep those roads. We are not just building the roads and moving it to the community just for that. And the board chair has said, for the fact that the VDF is here in Lima, all the roads that we are rehabilitating will never, because the God of somebody was saying, but he said will never score. Because as soon as we notice that, we dispatch our team and we go and repair and come back.
Okay.
Over the time.
Okay, so someone was concerned about the Yard River Bridge. They said there's another road that links it. You can still take a bypass and enter into Bone County. Are you looking further to have these other smaller roads connected to Bone County and work along with it?
Right now, our primary focus now is the road that will connect to Bone County, because the inner objective of the board here and our ability is to make this road to Bone County a paramount road, a primary road. So once this is done, we've achieved this, then we will start looking into other direction that includes smaller places, move on to market roads to get them connected. But right now, our focus is on getting a Yard River to Bone County and from Panama to the main road. It's what our focus on currently. We've done the assessment.
Okay. Yes, so as we try to close up, let's do 2 minutes from me and then we'll wrap it up with Cyprian Colley. Yes.
Okay. Again, let me say thank you and happy New Year to you and your team, Maka, and the rest of the guys there, and to our listening public. We just want to say thank you for the support, your prayers, and everything. We want to be grateful to Honorable Musa Hassan Benete for birthing such a brilliant initiative, an initiative that fits actually the needs of the people.
They are finding it difficult to get their products from the farm and from the farm to the market, and in turn get the services from the market back to the farm. And this has hampered the growth and development of our society. So again, let me say thank you and grateful to Mr. Benete, and we pray that God be with him so that he can stretch him more, and we all see how best we can develop Liberia. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Cyprian.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity given us to be on the True Breakfast Show, talking about the good things that Honorable Musa Hassan Benete is doing here for the people of Nimba County. This time, it's not just District number 7, but it's the entire Nimba County. He has said that this is a 10-year Nimba project. And
what is the Nimba caucus saying? With all of the workers leaving from his district, moving on to the rest of the districts in the county, what are the caucus saying?
Yeah, sometimes, sometimes it can be threatening. You see somebody leaving there. So it's like somebody coming to your yard to come and clean up your home for you. Sometimes they look embarrassing, but again, you got to take a good fit. Mm-hmm. It's not that you don't want to clean up. It's not that there are these laws because they don't want to fit their individual districts. Mm-hmm. But many of them don't have the head. They don't have the that power, that financial strength that Mr. Benete has. So it's not a bad thing for Mr. Benete to come to district number 8 to say he's helping you to face your role. Some of them will see it as, undermining their efforts, as overlooking them, as putting the people against them. But that's not it. It's in the true faith of development. I remember during the election period, some of the district where we used to go, with the development activities. Sometimes the guys who are running, district will fee a little bit, jittery, that they make me clean up my house, people give votes to me. But that was not it. So, some of them are really, really, really appreciative. And as I speak, many of them are praying that this road, yesterday I was talking to somebody from district number 9, where my friend One Way just won.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me that if this road project goes to One Way's district, it's going to be a boost to One Way. Many people will not even know that it is the Building Development Foundation that who takes the glory. It is the lawmaker in these individual districts that will take the glory, the praises. It's not going to be disability. In district number 9, if your road is developed, somebody will say, Building Development very road. But the lawmakers in these individual districts are also going to greatly be impacted. So they should accept it, take it as their own. And I'm sure that is the reason why they even asked the Building Development Foundation through the board chair to postpone the groundbreaking so that they can be a part of it. It shows unity among the caucus members in Nimba County.
Cyprian, will this kind of workaholic behavior from Musa Hassan Bulate, and he's vying for the deputy speakership? Those who will be voting, you think they'll say, yes, we can trust this man, let's vote for him? I mean, he's working not only his district, but across the entire Nimba County. You could be a better deputy speaker.
It's a sign of a good leader. Leadership is about, spearheading the change in your environment. It's not just be about wearing coat suit and going inside checkbooks. It should be about what have you done. So those people who are vying for the deputy speakership, I'm sure people should be asking them, what are their marks in the individual district? I heard about Member Briggs Mensa, I heard about someone else. I know these are, foreign species. But they should be asking them deeply, what have you done individually in your own districts, in your own communities to impact your people when it comes to national leadership? Because at national leadership, as the deputy speaker, you're going to have responsibilities. You're going to be there to assist the speaker to make the right decision, to make sure that development goes across the 73 electoral districts here in Liberia. So to do that, you must have a fair mark. They can say, show me what you have done. What have you done? The same way your Christmas will be good, you see it on the Eve. So we're going to, I'm sure those who are going to be electing the deputy speaker and the speaker are also going to be looking at this individual law because they candidates. What have they been able, what change have they been able to carry out in the individual constituencies? And it matters a lot. And I'm sure if you want to count, if you want to grade people, if you want to vote based on what people have done, the impact that they've made in the individual district, the sign of leadership, being able to bring the people together. And you heard about usability, they talk about the need assessment. This need assessment now is going across the entire district. Talking to people, those who voted, those who did not vote, to tell them, ask them about the lives that the conditions that they are living in, so that you can be able to help assist them. They are being able to bring almost all of those who contested against him under one umbrella. The other day, Nelson Guru, one of the lead contenders in this district, was they've been talking. So the reconciliation process is done. All these are good signs of leadership. And I think people who want to aspire for national leadership should be taking these simple steps in their individual constituencies. Help your people, in short.
Help your people, in short. Yes, and a final word from you as we take leave of you, Cyprian.
Okay, I just want to tell you thank you. The cooperation between True FM, NIMBA, and True FM, you are the central office. And I tell people, we're under the same umbrella. And I like the support that you guys are giving us. We're here to expand our network. The ability has, he's a media guru. He has expanded us. We have a network also in Bam. You're not forget about True FM Bam.
True FM Bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a radio station in Bam. It also carries the breakfast show. It carries all of our activities. The guys are doing very, very well in Bam. So True FM is in Bam on 96.1. We are in Sacred Pier on 96.9. And we are in Dupont Road on 96.1. So please, let's work together, gentlemen. We're in the new year. It's going to be hectic, but the very important depend on us because we are True FM.
All right. Great. Thank you so much. Keep it alive. Cyprian will definitely be in contact.
Thank you, Adu.
Thank you.
Hi to the guys at Central Office.
All right. Great. The voice of Cyprian Colley closing us up this morning right here on the TBS. It's been wonderful having breakfast since 7:30 this morning, waking up every morning. Yes, it's not easy. But again, before I go this morning, tomorrow I'll come back with Western Cluster. Western Cluster, I'm not going to stop Every day I'll give you 2 minutes. Western Cluster and China Union. Western Cluster Liberia is blasting. They're blasting. They are carrying on every day in bombing county. It's affecting. They put a bombing county and no one is saying nothing. Western Cluster Liberia takes millions of iron ore, leaves our country. Look at the road riser from the Bushra Island, that Looking Town road, all mess up. From bombing to the Freeport, rich country, poor people. Other countries will not survive with cocoa. We got diamond, we have iron ore, we have gold, we have everything in this country. But look at our country. The African Cup of Nations, Ivory Coast is hosting the Nation Cup on Thursday. Look at Ivory Coast, look at Abidjan, look at Yamoussoukro, look at Dananle. Development at the highest level. We're still behind as a people, as a country. If this country will change, whether it start from the lower main, the market, the motorbike rider, or for our top officials out there. I mean, thank you so much. And the anti-robbery unit, Patrick, coming up again is belated. Yes, cleaning up the street, arresting people. 5 years ago, you should have done all of this. We're going to have a safe city. But all that I'm seeing right now, I mean, it's belated. Anyway, we'll be back on tomorrow. Thanks to the entire team, Richard Lucene, Marka Davis. My name is O'Neill. Let justice be done to all. In the midst of all, I mean, country first. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.